Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Kirkendoll's Messy Life. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, be a part of this family, and hit the notification bell. We are going to get into Lucifer's Light. He is a light bringer, and we are going to kind of explore a little bit about him today and what he wanted to share with me and along with my journey. And since I am being so public with my journey, I'm going to share it with you. And with this, make sure you have watched the prior video called Control that is out right before this. If you haven't, go ahead and watch that. It'll make a lot more sense to you. When I first connected with Lucifer, it was through another medium, and I will list her link down below. Her name is DIANE, and what was great about her, she was very open and helped kind of bring Lucifer and I together and what our connection was, and it still is. And he wanted to talk about, Lucifer wanted to talk about our connection first, him and my connection, but then he wanted to get the truth of his purpose out, because it's not out there. What you think of him is very untrue. You can go back and watch some of my videos as well with him, and it's just, that's all I can say. It's, you need to unlearn it. It's very untrue. And if you would have told me this a year ago or even 2 years ago, I would have been rolling my eyes. I might have heard you out and listened to you, but it just, it's kind of hard to believe until you're in that seat. So I'm hoping to spread the knowledge and what he has put faith in me to tell me and to spread to all you guys is the truth about his light. He is a light bringer, and word for word, true church isn't spreading his true purpose, is what he says. And as we go back to this, we don't know that very much about him. There's not tons about him written down or truth about him. You see other things written and stuff, but I mean, there's nothing too much to go by until you have, oh, well, you can blame him for a lot of different things. But what he goes on to say is people are choosing, that's why I have my notebook, people are choosing to stay in the light and never see the dark. And that is why and how you get stuck, or we get stuck. And it wasn't till months later I really had time to unpack what he was saying. And he described it to me, but still, I mean, there was so much information given out at this time. You know, what does that mean? People are choosing to stay in the light and never see the dark. That's how we get stuck, and that's how I get stuck. Well, in my last video, I'm talking about my emotions and getting stuck there, and I've been stuck there for a very long time, and I chose to get stuck there and rather grow or learn from it, and because it's easier. And that's what he is trying to say. People are choosing to stay in the easier path, the light path, rather than fill into their feelings that aren't so friendly. People, you know, like when I talk about depression, it is a depressed emotion from the past. It's not current. It's just something you haven't dealt with. And that is why you are stuck in this cycle, because you are never dealing with these emotions. And his role is to bring up all those raw emotions, and he's breaking my walls down, my barriers down, for me to become a better channel, a better vessel and to heal up all these scars. And at the moment, it hurts a lot, and it's very scary, and it's very hard to deal with because I'm not quite sure how to do it or how to deal with it. And that's why I want to share my story, because I know I'm not the only one out there dealing with this, or maybe even doing this. You know, I want to get off my depression medicine, and to do that I have to dwindle it down and deal with my inner, you know, the inner demons that they call it, and that's what it is. I want to unpack all these emotions of abandonment, of anger, of fear, and instead of just labeling it, well, what makes me angry, what is it that makes me scared, and pinpoint it why, and deal with it. And instead of choosing just to cover it up, sweep it under the rug, and move on into the light of, oh, I have a great personality. That's what he means by shining light onto yourself, rather than the dark of filling into these emotions, because there's a reason that they're there. And that's why he is there, to show you, because you are going to think about it. All the tough times that you thought you could never get through, and you do get through, and you came out on the other side. I bet you became a very strong individual, more strong than you ever thought you would. And that's kind of the point of this. We push down or ignore, you know, all these feelings, and I know I do. It's easier that way. And when I was in my early 20s, it was easier to take a bunch of prescription drugs than to actually fill my body of what was going on. It was easier to numb my body out rather than to fill my depressed state, my anger state, my confused state. And I had insomnia. I've always had problems sleeping, but I had insomnia probably from a very, I don't know, not if people call it a young age, but probably 13, 14, I'd had problems sleeping. But I never learned to actually deal with them head on, besides pushing them down, ignoring them, you know, get through it, just put on your armor, put on your face and get through it. And then turn to prescription drugs, because that's what the doctors do. And the meaning of Lucifer is to see the dark within you, to break down the barriers, to build yourself up into this stronger self. And that's not a bad thing. That is making you a warrior. And in our MS community, that's what we call ourselves, the MS warriors, because MS is not for the weak. You never take a day off from it. We don't get the luxury of having a day off from it at all. And that is what I am hoping to accomplish and feel like by the end of winter. Hopefully by when spring comes, I hope to have dealt with one of those emotions and have conquered it, because I've pinpointed my issues, as you will see in that control video. And I want to be able to say that I am able to conquer it. And yes, it's not my problem anymore, that I made it my problem for so long, and that I'm able to put it down and lay my sword down and start a new book of new things, rather than carrying that load for, I don't know, I've had it for over 20 years and it's kind of enough, you know? So I don't know if any of this will resonate with any of you. If it does, let me know. Again, this is Kirkendoll's A Messy Life. I am trying to share the truth on Lucifer's his light. So if you guys like these videos or want more of them, DM me and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you. Yes, it's just me filming.